I'm just going to look shady today, aren't I? So, yeah, that's okay. You have days where tech just like, ah! So, I'm just going to go with it. So, you're going to see me in this shady little box at the moment. So, that's life. Shit happens. Okay. So, today I want to talk about your website, okay? What it is that you want to start doing and get going and things like that, and how to get it right straight off the bat, because there are some people that are going to use some jargon and some bullshit that they're going to tell you about websites and things like that, and it really is a confusion technique. So when you're doing hypnosis and NLP, you will learn about confusion techniques as well. So that's what they do when it comes to the sales tactics for your websites, okay? So I'm just going to explain some of it to you and take sort of like the bullshit out of it for you, okay? So here we go. The best part about these days in the internet is that your webpage and social media are very highly effective tools, okay? I'll go into social media more in the next module and how to use NLP to get it up and running. So realistically, the question remains, do you need a webpage? No. No, you can launch without a webpage whatsoever. But here's the kicker. If you have a web page, it makes it easier for people to navigate what it is that you offer, what exactly it is that you do. They can also relate to who you are. Like, who are you? Where'd you come from? What's your training? What's your journey? What's going on? It shows the level of quality that they expect from you as well. So just ignore my grey box at the moment. Normally it's not like this, okay? It's great for advertising without having to be present. So basically, even when you're asleep, you can still be advertising to all over the world sort of thing, and you don't actually have to be present in that moment. It shows various ways to make contact as well. So is it going to be like social media, on the phone, via LinkedIn or something like that? How are the different ways that your client can actually contact you? And you can also purchase items and products. So, you know, that's one of the best things about having a web page, is that you can actually make money whilst you're asleep. So that's a win-win, isn't it? People are always surfing the web. It doesn't matter if they've got their phone, their tablet, whatever. It's readily available 24/7 for people these days. So be on the web. Have your network ready to go. People are looking for Google reviews as well. So the younger generation are being more and more encouraged to leave reviews on Google. We went to Tasmania once and we stopped at this small town. We looked up Google for a restaurant that was nearby, asked near our location. There were two. One had no reviews whatsoever, and the other one had 2 reviews, and both of them said, I got food poisoning. So you can imagine which one we went to, and it was absolutely amazing. We left them their first review, and, you know, it was kind of exciting for them as well, because they were just like, oh my gosh, we've got this review. We once left a Google review for a bakery that we'd once went to, and since we've gone back to them, they've actually picked up their game and made their product even better. So the review is all about feedback. You don't have to be harsh with your review, but, you know, be constructive when it comes to your feedback. Now, your webpage doesn't have to be expensive with flashy things popping up all the time and, you know, all that sort of stuff, but you need to ensure that it's not cheap and outdated looking. Recently, I was looking for an accountant to do my bookwork because my accountant wasn't doing it anymore, and I came across a few web pages and I was like, wow, you know, what's going to sell me is, you know, how good's their web page sort of thing, their Google reviews and what's been going on. So that's what sold me on finding my accountant. There was one that I found that was literally 2 streets over, and when I looked at it, I was like, oh gosh, this website's horrible. The links aren't working. I can't network properly. I'm not even sure if that email went through. So it doesn't have to be expensive and flashy, but it does have to look so that it's not outdated or cheap. So web pages are not expensive or difficult to do yourself. So many people give themselves a cop-out like, oh, I'm technophobic. You're not technophobic, you just haven't learnt it yet. Or like my best friend tells me, oh, you're so clever. I'm not clever, I just choose not to be ignorant when it comes to learning things, even if I don't want to learn them. So you don't have to be difficult, okay? Just read the instructions, and if you're struggling, then ask people that might know. If you don't ask, the answer will always be no. So therefore you don't get anywhere. If you don't have time to do it yourself, we can actually create a website for you. Just go to pellandandpalmer.com/website design and we'll create one for you. The part where most people get confused when it comes to creating their website is the jargon, so the bullshit, okay? Where people go, oh, your SEOs, your CTRs, your integrations, your STLs, blah, 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 blah. And they just overload you with all of this jargon, like, you know, all of this rubbish and this crap. At the end of the day, an SEO is known as a search engine optimization. So basically, what are people typing into Google that will pick up words from your webpage so people are searching for you? If you choose to use Squarespace, this is automatically done for you. You don't have to do anything else. CTRs are known as click-through rates. So how many people are clicking on your links and on your pages and following through with a purchase? Guess what? Squarespace automatically does this for you as well. And no, I'm not an affiliate for Squarespace or anything like that. I don't get paid to promote them. I promote them because they're bloody good. It's simple as that. Squarespace now have their own email integration program, so they're, slowly building up that. They also email campaigns, so list buildings and things like that. They also now own Acuity scheduling, so you can integrate all of your bookings and things like that as well. And no, I'm not an affiliate for any of them either. Okay. So when it comes to integrations where you want to link up things for your social media to your page and, your pixel codes and your advertising and things like that, guess what? Squarespace does that too. You just click on the Squarespace one. If you're using like WordPress or anything like that, you need plugins and extras and stuff like that. And it can be a lot of stuff on around, especially when it comes to coding. Guess what? Squarespace does all that for you. So Squarespace does this for you. It does it all automatically for you. There are many other cheaper pages like Wix and Weebly. However, you will also need to purchase programs to stop spams and creating information security and all that sort of stuff, okay? So when somebody's selling you a web page, they might turn around and they'll go, you know what, for an extra $20 a month, you can have internet security. Guess what? Squarespace automatically has all of that in the price. It's all part of the package. You get the whole deal. You'll also find that the cheaper pages also, as much as they are less expensive than Squarespace, they have a slow rate in which the clients can download products and which you can upload products. So when it comes to your freebie offers and things like that, that's how they cut down the cost. So if somebody's downloading a freebie, it might take, 4 or 5 minutes. People get frustrated, then they tend to just cancel the download. So you didn't get the list building that you were looking for. So for example, you have a video you would like your client to watch to inform them of your service. The video should just sit loading, like it might just sit there loading and loading and loading, then it's going to play for a little bit. Then it'll pause whilst it's loaded, then it'll play for a little bit. With people's patience, it is something that needs to work instantly. They just don't have the patience these days, or they will leave the page and go elsewhere. This is known as the bounce. Google is dominating the research market. They have now introduced algorithms that will scan and assess your page content, your graphic content, site relevance, ease of use, feedback, qualities, like all this stuff is going on, loading speeds. So the less time somebody is spending on your website, the longer it takes to load, the lower Google will rate it so that you don't rank as high. So exactly what does this mean? Here's the kicker, okay? Whoop! I flicked a slide there. Let me try this one again. So exactly what does this mean? Well, when a client is typing what they are looking for into Google, Google will recommend those certain pages. So first, by ones that pay for advertising. So it's done in a rank. So if people pay for advertising to rank number 1 on Google, it'll have a little green box with AD inside it, which means that's an advertised site. And then after that, it goes into the good ratings and algorithms from all of the other web pages. So if you have a fast loading page, a high quality page, a page where people are spending time reading your blogs and your information, booking appointments, downloading the freebies and stuff like that, Google will actually bounce that up because they know it's a high quality site and they want to be seen as a service that's providing high quality. So all of those ratings and algorithms will actually boost your site up so that you can rank number 1 on Google, as they say. If your page has a low rating, it will be shown on page 3, 4, 5, etc. as Google goes on. Now, over 70% of the population don't go past the first page on a Google search. So if you're not on the first page of Google, you really, really need to look at your web page, what's going on, and how to make it rank better. You want your web page to be on the first page of Google with really great ratings. Google introduced this to clean up the internet and slow down so many of those spammy and misleading pages. And honestly, I completely agree with it. How many times have you searched for something and then clicked on a web page and then it went to some spammy site that had nothing to do with what it was that you were looking for? So most children are actually educated in school these days on how to create their web pages, and this is a growing network and the way of the future. So getting on board is the only way for you to keep your product, your service, your brand awareness out there. So this is a really, really good thing to do. Like I said before, do you need a web page? Absolutely not. But will it launch you? Absolutely yes. I highly recommend saving a few dollars and getting a Squarespace page up and running. Getting the right page and the host straight off the bat can save you a lot of headaches later on and down the track as your business grows. It doesn't matter if you go with Squarespace and it looks terrible at the start. Gosh, mine was bloody shocking. It was horrible. But I learned more and more as time went on, and I made the changes for it as well. We provide full training in the Modern Mentoring of how to get your Squarespace webpage up and running for yourself, or we can do it for you and we can help guide you to educate you for when it is that you actually want to do your Squarespace page. Now, when you're doing your NLP language and stuff like that, make sure you're using words like when you have hypnosis rather than if you have hypnosis, because you're telling the person then that when they have it, you're selling it to them, when they have it, this may occur. Where if you say them, if you choose to have it, that's sort of creating a little bit of doubt that your service or product is right for them. So just always make the educated assumption that this person is here because they're here to purchase, okay? So when you do hypnosis, when you buy the products, when you get the results, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you use that word when. But don't, overload the website with when. That's just spammy, okay? So please join me in the next video. I'm going to be talking about your social media content because it does matter. And the best part about Squarespace is it will link up your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, and all that sort of stuff, so it all can be networked and it can all flow, pick out chunks together and then fuse it all in. So otherwise than that, please join me in the next video. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you get notifications. And if you would like to get a hypnosis audio each and every month, please look in the description at our Patreon that we have listed. Have a bit of a browse around, because when you jump onto hypnosis and you start to listen to it regularly, it actually helps heal you and you feel completely fantastic. So otherwise from that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it.